to be a host, to be a national seed, still in very good position.
They've got a really good leadoff hitter. Blake Rambush will start things off, the third baseman. He is hitting .376 on the year for a lineup that has crept up in the SEC in terms of team batting average. Coming into the weekend, they were the second best hitting team in the SEC. Of course, Sonny DeShera leads the country with a .445 average. He'll hit third tonight. But this guy sets the table as well as anybody. Rambush, the junior. 3 homers and 32 runs batted in. The junior college transfer. Did well over 400 last year. Rich Thompson, his coach, said, when you go get junior college guys, you better expect them to be plug-and-play guys. But I don't even know if he knew this guy was going to be able to be as solid as he has been as he lifts it in foul territory. And Lipsius makes the catch in foul territory. Well, the guy getting the ball today, Berkey, Blake Tidwell. Good to see him back. Good to see him healthy. And his last outing was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it looked like the first rounder that he is going to be, a projected first-round pick coming into the year, and since coming back has looked everything as he was expected to. How about the fastball up to 98? We've already seen it 96 here in this one. You'll see 4 real pitches. There's gas at 95. You also see slider, curveball, and a changeup. It's a high level of pitchability with some big-time stuff to boot.
Got the start against Florida last weekend down in Gainesville. Went 4 2/3. Was on a pitch count and struck out 5. Walked just 1. And he's ahead of Case and Howell 1-2.
Now, it's a pretty fascinating story, Dave, the fact that Blake Tidwell's out there, because he's supposed to be their Friday night guy to start this season. And by the time he got back healthy, Tennessee was leading the country in every meaningful pitching statistic, and they didn't really know where he was going to fit in. But as things often do, an opportunity presented itself.
And another one in foul territory, 2 down for the Tigers.
See something new every day. How about 2 P3s to start the ball game?
Yeah.
But, now here he is. Chase Dolander gets a line drive off the right arm and has missed his last 2 starts. And you don't go 39-3 by accident. You do it by having incredible depth and talent, and that's what this staff has right now.
Sonny DeShera hits this one deep out to center field. Gilbert at the wall making the catch.
Hey now, Dave.
For Booker, and all he did was go 3 for 3. That'll get you a start the next day.
That'll get you back in there.
Yeah.
You got this.
Fouls it off.
We talked about the depth on the mound, Dave, but it position players as well, right? I mean, you know, Jared Dickey's out right now, and he's held down the leadoff spot for a big part of the season, having a terrific year, but battling a foot injury. And you can see Christian Moore, you can see Seth Stevenson, you can see Christian Scott, you can see Kyle Booker. Tonight we're seeing Blake Burke as the DH who hit a home run in last night's game. Like the amount of places Tony Vitello can go depending on what he's looking for in any certain game versus any type of pitcher, it's pretty impressive.
Oh, nice breaking ball, and Stevenson swings through it out number 1.
Now batting the second baseman, number 2.
So you'll see a slider and a curveball from Bright, but this is the old school 12-6er, and that is a real bender right there, folks. That ball got as high as the left shoulder from Stevenson and finished below the knees. That's an excellent start to the ball game for Trace Bright.
Now Ortega will step in. The redshirt sophomore out of Puerto Rico by way of Spanish River High School down in Florida. Ortega's numbers, 321, 11 homers, 9 doubles, and 32 runs batted in.
Did you see the quote that Wes Rucker tweeted from Evan Russell on Jorel Ortega last night after the game day?
Yeah, it was one of those ground ball out to second, and played there, 2 down. Yeah, it's one of those eye-popping things, and you can finish the story, but, man, it really did catch my attention.
Ortega wasn't even on the travel squad last year for Tennessee, and Evan Russell said, I don't know that he knew this or would want everybody to know it, but I'm going to say it. Like, he used to sleep in the cages to get a head start on the next day's work. I mean, that's the dedication, and that was last year on a College World Series team where he just couldn't find his way into the mix. But, man, what a story of perseverance, and has he come up big for him this year.
I mean, really, their entire infield is a story of perseverance, really. When you think about Lipscomb, Lawson, and Ortega from third, short to second, they all had to wait their opportunity. Here's Jordan Beck, the right fielder, 317 and 10 homers. Beck 2 for 5 last night. But, boy, when he made contact, he found the barrel every time.
Yeah, one of the best ball strikers in college baseball right here.
Dangerous is a word Tony Vitalo uses to describe Jordan Beck. And other guys may have better numbers from an average standpoint, RBI standpoint, but few are as dangerous as Jordan Beck.
And speaking of dangerous, 3-1 count is very dangerous to Mr. Beck.
There you go. I mean, another exit velo over 100 off that bat, off the wall. He turns the corner and will slide in safely for his 12th double of the year.
I mean, you admire Bright for going right after him with 2 outs and nobody on in the first, but you make this pitch right here to Jordan Beck, and honestly, you're probably lucky you get the ball back. Just a missile into the left field corner, and another barrel for Mr. Beck.
I mean, it really is impressive how he squares a baseball up almost every time he makes contact.
Yeah, there's rarely a game goes by where he doesn't hit a couple balls right on the screws.
Here's Drew Gilbert, center fielder. Boy, he's having a great year. 357, 4 homers, 40 runs batted in. 3 for 5 last night. He hits that one hard right back up the middle. Beck comes around the corner. Here's the throw. It'll be cut off. And Tennessee with an early 1-0 lead.
Well, just when it looks like maybe Mr. Bright's going to have a quick first inning, back-to-back bullets, a fastball up and out over the plate. And Drew Gilbert, with as flat a swing as there is in college baseball, hits a BB back through the box. Beck scores easily, and the ball strike first.
Trey Lipscomb now. I mean, just as you go through that gauntlet, 1 through 4, now you start the back half of the lineup with a guy that could be the conference player of the year. Lipscomb, though, lifts this one up high in the air down the right field line. Sonny D can't make the play. It'll fall. And the at-bat stays alive. You don't think Sonny's hearing it right now, do you?
Something tells me there's some pleasantries being thrown his way right about now. Sonny D looks as graceful as anybody in the country when he's in that batter's box, but maybe not quite so much going after pop-ups. And we're making light of it, Dave, but that's a big play, right? You got Trey Lipscomb with a pop-up, and you don't get there, and now you still got to deal with him.
Lipscomb 367, 17 home runs. 17 home runs, 63 runs batted in. Not to mention 11 doubles. They're the numbers. I mean, a lot of firsts up there.
And those are not exactly insignificant categories, right? I mean, my goodness. Homers, ribbies, total bases, slugging. What a season. You have to put him as the favorite for the Conference Player of the Year at this point.
Good job by Nate LaRue behind the plate. Of course, last night, some pitching issues from a health standpoint for Auburn. That'll take the wind out of your sails as well, with Hayden Mullins going out with what appears to be an elbow injury. They'll update that when they get back to Auburn at the end of this weekend. High in the air, out to right. And Burkhalter, the reliever, with a pulled hamstring is day to day. But they get through this inning. Tennessee does strike for a run and will head to inning number 2. Tennessee leading Auburn 1-0. The Vols winning game 1 last night. Auburn trying to find a way to win 1 here this weekend. If nothing else, their RPI already went up a little bit just by playing Tennessee, despite the loss. As we work into inning number 2. Late Tidwell gets a couple of pop-ups and a fly-out. But a long fly out from DeShera to end the first, and he'll start things off with Bobby Pierce, Cam Hill, and then Brooks Carlson. So 4, 5, and 6. And we were telling the story of Tidwell back in the first inning on how things just seemed to work out. And there is a strikeout on 3 pitches.
That's our first K for Queso.
This is Pierce is sitting dead red. To swing at that pitch at an 0-2 count, he must have really been geared up for the fastball right there, because the cutter well off the plate sends him fishing. And Tidwell certainly looked sharp here early on.
And here is Cam Hill. But interesting how things work out when things are going your way, right? I mean, it just seems like it always works out somehow. As you were talking about, Tidwell was getting healthy, but really had nowhere to go in this rotation.
Yep.
And obviously the Dolander situation with a sore arm kept him out. But, I mean, the combination of Beam, Dolander, and Burns when they were rolling on the weekends went 21-1 with a 2.6 ERA. So where are you going to put Tidwell, who is a first-round pick? Well, give it some time and it works out. But now the question is, if Blade pitches well, you get Dolander back, then what do you do?
And we may see Dolander in this game or tomorrow. Something tells me in a perfect world they'd like to keep him for tomorrow and have him piggyback Beam. Maybe keep the workload a little bit lighter for Drew Beam, who's freshman at this point in the season. Those innings start to mount, but what a problem, right? Again, we're in a time of the year where most guys in the SEC are trying to figure out who to pitch on certain days in the weekend. They're trying to figure out how to fit them all in.
There is a strike to Cam Hill. 3-2 the count now. Opponents hitting .205 against Tidwell. Cam Hill took one for the team last night. He is a two-way guy. Hadn't pitched much, just 1 inning all year, but they bring him in late in the game after they had used 7 pitchers. And he gives up 4 hits, 4 runs in just 2/3 of an inning as he pops this one up in foul territory. Nobody can catch up to that one.
Yeah, took one for the team last night. Sometimes you got to do that. Not that he wasn't out there competing his tail off, and not that he's not a pitcher, but probably didn't have him penciled in to get innings over the weekend. Let's just say that.
A nice AB there. 8 pitches and draws the walk. And that'll take us to Brooks Carlson, the left fielder. Brooks last night, 1 for 3. Did have a couple of strikeouts. Matter of fact, Auburn did strike out 16 times as a team. 9 of those were against Chase Burns. First pitch, slap to the right side. Ortega can't come up with the baseball, so they'll have 2 on and just 1 out.
Now, some people might say he probably should have taken the easy one here. I actually really liked it. I always like when second basemen show the confidence to try to turn their back to the infield and get the lead runner. A bullet off the bat of Carlson, and Ortega ranges to the hole, and as he's trying to make the transfer to rip it over to Lawson, just loses the grip. Definitely a risky play, but I thought he would have had the out, but now Tidwell finds himself in a jam.
That ball's hit pretty well off the bat of Moore, but caught out in left by Stevenson. Gets it back in a hurry, but that's 2 down now.
Now batting the catcher, number 28, LaRue.
And Nate LaRue, the Auburn catcher, stepping to the plate for the first time tonight. Nate, 2 for 3 last night. He is 7 for his last 12. They can get him going a little bit. His average has now crept up to 228. He's in this game for his defense, but boy, if they can get some offense like he's been producing the last week or so, the rest of the way out of here, that'll be a huge advantage for this Tiger team.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, Dave. I mean, obviously, when you play the position of catcher, it's all about defense first. But you look around championship teams, and most of them are getting production offensively out of that position as well. Certainly this Tennessee team is, with Evan Russell and his 10 home runs. But LaRue's starting to really look like an SEC hitter.
Auburn 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position last night. They had some early opportunities. They had bases loaded in the heart of their lineup coming up and couldn't get anybody across. Burns ends up striking out 3 straight. There's a strike, 2 and 2.
Tidwell showing you some of the polish here, just landing that breaking ball on the edge like it's nothing. We've seen the sharper one for the strikeout of Pierce, and now a little bit of a softer one, just getting back in the count. Again, it's big-time stuff, but boy, very athletic and has a feel for how to pitch as well.
And another 3-2 count. Third base coach Gabe Gross walking into our shot. He's done a great job with this team. They are second in the conference in batting average, just a tick under 300.
Good man right there.
I ran him right out of the TV business back onto the field. And they are now loaded. 2 walks this inning. And here comes Cole Foster, the second baseman, a 9-hole hitter.
Yeah, just kind of telling you what they think of LaRue right there, going with the breaking ball on a 3-2 count. And now things getting real interesting here. What a opportunity here for Cole Foster.
First pitch he sees, fouls into that dugout. Seven of their 9 hits last night came out of the back end of the order, 5 through 9. But overall, Auburn was just 1 for 5 with the bases loaded last evening. That one's fouled back.
Now that's at 100, but we had a couple hot readings last night. had a couple hot ones last night, so I'm not going to go too heavy on that one. But Tidwell is definitely settling in here. 30 pitches in. 98 on the stadium gun.
We're not
if you
far
like that kind of thing.
Well, that is a dangerous take there by Foster, but ends up working out. Home plate umpire tonight, Seth Buckminster. Brandon Bennett's over at first. Nathan Huber's at second. Ronnie Teague is handling things down that third baseline. Lifted in the air, shallow right field. Ortega says, I got it. Get out of my way. As Lipsius will start things off for the Vols here in the bottom of the second. But he says, you know, if you want to have that program, you got to you look around at the environments of the programs that always seem to get to Omaha. And part of the reason is they have just tremendous followings. The faithful are always there for them. And Tennessee has certainly developed that in Knoxville now under the direction of that man.
Yeah, it has become a scene and an event, and there's an energy around it that's just different. And he referenced Oxford and Starkville and Fayetteville, these places where it's the same kind of scene. Certainly Baton Rouge was probably the grandfather of that kind of environment, and they certainly have the fever now in Knoxville.
Well, Trace Bright started the first off with a strikeout of Stevenson, and he starts off the second with a strikeout as well. And that'll take us to Evan Russell. 3 for 4 last night. 6 runs batted in. He's taken his total to 34 RBI. 10 home runs, 11 doubles, hitting .305. I just think it's amazing that he takes over a new position behind the plate, volunteers for that, and hasn't let it really affect him offensively. It just seems to me that you can move from third to second or the outfield, but moving from a position out in the field to behind the plate seems like that's got to be a pretty dramatic move. A lot going on there, and when you haven't done it, I would think it could be overwhelming for some guys.
Yeah, no, and look, it's not like he's catching a bunch of crafty lefties. Like, this dude's catching the firmest staff in America from a stuff standpoint, and he has been fantastic behind the plate receiving the baseball. And everybody knows they've struggled with the run game, but a lot of that has to do with the pitchers are just not quick to the plate. But from a blocking and receiving standpoint, you would never know that he hasn't caught his whole life. And as you said, the offense has not suffered a bit. In a lot of ways, you could argue he's even been better.
2-2 count on Russell. So Missouri takes down Texas A&M at SEC softball. We are now in Knoxville on the banks of the Tennessee River. Evan Russell hitting 7th in this lineup. Loops one out to Trace Bright. Gets the ball today. 2-4 on the year with a 4.2 ERA. Has a couple of strikeouts. Look at what happened in the first 6 innings. I mean, 3 hits, a couple of runs, right? No real damage. You're feeling pretty good. And then, bam! Hit you right in the mouth. 16 hits, 15 runs in 2 innings.
They scored 8 in the 7th and 7 in the 8th, if that's loud enough for you. And it went from Auburn feeling like maybe they were going to steal a game 1 on the road to another chapter in the Tennessee storybook.
You know, again, it's a tough night when you get beat the way they got beat up last night, leaving the ballpark. But when you lose Hayden Mullins, their Friday night starter, to what appears to be an elbow injury, again, if just catching up to us here. They're going to evaluate that when they get back to Auburn. But, you know, Butch Thompson telling us last night it did not look well as the discussion went. He's been around a lot of pitchers for a lot of years and kind of knows when guys are a little bit injured and guys that are a lot injured. So we'll wait and see how that plays out. But then, of course, they also lost their great reliever Burkhalter to a pulled hamstring. He's listed as day-to-day, however. Swing and a miss in the they left 6 on through 4 innings last night. And here is Kason Howell, who popped up. Fastball up and in, throw down to first, not in time. And a little reset on a 1-0 count. Tidwell's control a little bit off tonight. He came in having walked just 1 batter in 11 1/3 innings, and he has walked 3 tonight. Two and 0.
Yeah, and I think some of it, Dave, is, you know, first home SEC start since last year. You know the juices are flowing. I'm sure part of him probably thinks he's, as weird as it sounds, for a guy who won 10 games last year and is projected first-round pick, he probably feels like he's auditioning a little bit, right? Not only for his role on this team, but with all the scouts that are in the building, and I am certain there are many here to see Tidwell, because this, you know, you could argue after his first start last year, this was kind of his, okay, this is the one where I'm really settling in to evaluate where he's at, right, if I'm a professional team. But also, Auburn's third in the league in walks, so you're up against a veteran lineup that knows how to work a count, and you're dealing with all the adrenaline and expectations of, you know, for Tidwell, certainly his biggest start of the season. So controlling all of those things, you know, will be a big storyline for Tidwell, depending on, and will determine how far he can go in this ballgame.
18 starts last year, went 10-3, had a 3.7 ERA, struck out 90 batters in 98 innings of work. Not bad for a freshman. And the throw back to first. Crowd thought they got Rambush.
Oh, that was close. It looks like Tennessee's going to challenge.
Seth Buckminster points to the dugout. The earmuffs and the point to the dugout, meaning Tony Vitello wants him to take another look at this, and it was close. I mean, really close. What do you think, Berkey? What do you think? Come on, give me something.
Well, the question obviously is the glove on here? This one might tell us. Is the glove on the ground? Is the glove on his arm? And where does the hand actually impact the bag? Because it looks like he's going really deep to the bag. I think this is going to tell us. Oh, he looks out, Dave. It looks like there's space between his hand and the bag when Lipsius hits him.
So I just think, again, we're doing frame by frame and can barely tell. Is there enough to overturn that call? We'll find out. A matter of seconds, safe at first. So the call will stand.
And again, similar routine that we've seen all year long, right? If it's not blatantly obvious, they just leave the call alone. If the glove hits him there, Yeah, too close to call. I think you got to keep that one the way it was on the field after looking at it one more time. They are playing Rambush a whole bunch of attention. 11 for 16 on the year in stolen bases.
Well, you got Howell up there who handles the bat pretty well. Teixeira behind him, then Bobby Pierce.
Was that 4 or 5 in a row?
Rambush getting a good little workout. Two and one on Howell.
Howell has shown bunt every time. And that was a really good pitch to bunt on, and he pulled it back. Not sure what kept him from attempting at that one. That looked like the perfect pitch to bunt.
Rambush has reached base now in 42 straight games. Stands over there at first base. That's up in the zone. Boy, a great pitch right here for Howell.
Dead red time right here if you're Casey Howell. Let it rip.
And a check swing, foul. Probably got away with one that stayed foul.
Yeah, that's not exactly the kind of committed let it rip swing you want to see if you're Gabe Gross right there, the Tiger hitting coach. 3-1 count. It's time to get the head out.
Got him that time. Rambush doesn't like it. He thought he got back in time.
What's so interesting, Dave, is Rambush continues to get such a big lead, yet he never tried to steal the base. Like, it's obvious they're all over. Hey, he was going there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was going there, and they caught him with a little bit of a lean, and he didn't like it. He wants them to review it. He's not leaving until he gets confirmation himself, and something tells me the call in the field will stand here as well.
As close as that was the first time, that appears to be the same almost sequence. Although maybe the quick tag, it's just, it's just really hard to see when that glove hits his arm.
He actually gets under. Is that under? Is he under Lipsius's foot?
Yeah, again, this time they called him out. So is there enough to overturn that? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, it literally looks like a replay of the first one.
Ooh. Previous call has been overturned.
Boy, it's just so hard. And we're talking like frame by frame to figure this out. Rambush lives to run another day. There he goes. The 3-2, swing and a miss. The throw down by Russell is high, so a stolen base for Rambush. But they do get the out of Howell at the plate, the first out of the inning. Team best 12th stolen base.
Yeah, and Russell had no chance. An unbelievable jump by Rambush, and it's a breaking ball. Of course, a high throw didn't matter much anyway, but I'm really kind of surprised Rambush took that long. I mean, with the lead he had and how slow Tidwell is to the plate, he was going to steal that bag once he decided to take the bag.
So now you got Sonny Teixeira leading the country in batting average at .445 coming into this one. He will step in. He was first pitch swinging back in the first inning and drove it to straightaway center field and was about, I don't know, Berkey, what, 2-3 feet from getting it out of here? Gilbert caught it up against the wall.
Yeah, he almost put a quick one on the board in the first. Now he's got a chance to drive one in without the need of a homer.
And he'll look at a breaking ball in there for a strike. Last night, Sonny went 1 for 3. A transfer from Sanford. The runner goes, and he one-hops it off the netting. It's a Rambush now at third base, and a 2-1 count. Give Rambush the stolen base. It's 2. Give him 13 now on the year.
This is, people ask me all the time, what's Tennessee's biggest weakness? And I don't necessarily know it's a weakness because they kind of are okay with it, but their pitchers are not quick to the plate. They just aren't. And I think if they were really concerned about it, I think Frank Anderson and company would tighten some of their moves up and work more slide step into the mix. But they want their pitchers to make as big a power move as possible, and because of that, they can be stolen on.
Good take from Teixeira. It's now full at 3-2. 3 walks in this game for Tidwell. His career high in walks is 4. That ball's blistered but foul. You think about in the BB Core era, that's going back to 2011. Ray Frimes went 431 in 2012. Jake Mangum at 408 in 2016. And Burke, you talked a little bit about it. These things can start to weigh on you a little bit as the season gets closer to the end.
I felt like as Sonny Teixeira adds to his lead league in walks total, but I felt like last year, if you remember, Liam Spence was right around 400 for this Tennessee team. He finished year, I think, at 340, 335. I mean, it's one of those. The law of averages is against you, right? I mean, it's just hard to hit 400 in any league, but there is a little bit of mental side to it as well, especially if you have, if Sonny D has a 1 for 15 kind of thing and he gets around 410 or so, it's just human nature that you start wanting to kind of cling to that number.
And everybody starts to talk to you about it. I mean, you can't go anywhere right around the ballpark without somebody talking to you about hitting 400. Big swing and a miss from Bobby Pierce. He struck out his first time up. The right fielder for Auburn went 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts. Still hitting .314 on the year. Behind 0-2.
I just don't know he's going to see anything besides that breaking ball, Dave. We saw the pitch that he chased his first AB. It had to be at least a foot off the plate. And a couple big swings and misses to start this one off 2 breaking balls. I got to believe they're just going to stick with it.
That's off the plate. Tidwell having to really grind here in the 3rd inning. He's walked 4 of the last 8 batters he's faced. Pitch count up to 53. Two down.
That's another K for Queso.
Boy, that one stings, right? You don't need a base hit. You just need to move the baseball. And, again, pretty obvious how he's going to attack them. All breaking balls in this AB, and Pierce just unable to let that thing travel and use the backside of the field. And Tidwell with a huge second out here in the top of the 3rd.
So now Cam Hill, the designated hitter, he's one of those 4 walks. That one gets past Russell. Rambush last night gave up 3 hits, couple of strikeouts. And the 3-0 is in there for a strike.
Fastball cutter change for Mabry. Sometimes the breaking ball get a little bit bigger when he's facing left-handers.
And there's a walk. First and second now as Teixeira is down at second base, and Cam Hill will occupy first.
Now batting the left fielder, number 19.
Against the Auburn Tigers.
First pitch, ground ball to the left side. Fielded there, but Brody Moore's throw is not nearly in time to get Cortland Lawson. That'll go as a hit.
That's a knock.
Now batting the
did all
left
that he
fielder,
could,
number 4, Seth Stevenson.
Not enough juice in the cannon to get the opposing shortstop on a ball you got to range that far into the hole for. Lawson sniffing a hit right out of the box, and Brody Moore, I love the jump throw option right here, just doesn't quite get enough on it.
If we could we go back and kind of revisit your career against Auburn? I mean, you just kind of brushed right over that.
Pretty sure I said I'd like to not discuss it. But let me just give you a quick. We were 0-6 on the Plains, 0-6, and my freshman year, I think we threw 58 pitches in the bottom of the first before we recorded our first out. Oh boy!
Dropped there by Trace Bright. I think his teammate, somebody on that field, probably was telling him 2-2-2. And he looked over there and lost the handle, spinning around to first.
Well, we take it for granted, Dave, but this is now the third bunt in the series, and there is yet to be an out recorded. Whether you like the bunt or don't like the bunt, the reality is the bunt still has to be fielded and thrown to first. And again, 0 for 3 for both teams combined fielding bunts so far this weekend.
I'll go down as a sack, E1. And now here's Ortega. He grounded out his first time up tonight. We started the game, first inning and a half. Before we got on the SEC network, we were talking about Ortega and his path for Tennessee to man second base, and it's like their infield is all these guys really, except Lucius. He's been around forever, but these guys had to really be patient and wait their turn, and Ortega certainly waited his turn, and he has taken full advantage of it with 11 homers, 32 runs batted in, a .321 average. And he's passionate.
It's pretty wild, Dave. Pretty wild to think that they replaced their third base, shortstop, second baseman, and catcher. You know, Evan Russell went from left field to catcher, and they got better. Like, I mean, it's just you just don't see that very often.
Yeah, off a 50-win team that went to Omaha.
Yeah, they're getting more production out of. You know, Liam Spence was a little different. Obviously, he hit first, high OBP, hit for a higher average than Cortland Lawson, but you know, Lawson's got 8 and 31. You know, he's doing a bunch of damage down there, and just 3 errors on the year. And then you look at Ortega and what Lipscomb have done. I mean, good grief.
Boy, Ortega wastes no time getting that bout out. You a little surprised? You know, you look at this home run total, and Ortega, a big part of that, double figures, 100 home runs, 45 of those in conference play. But you surprised that he squared up there?
Well, they're not afraid to bunt, but I don't think he'll be bunting here on a 3-1 count. I mean, they've got 6 sacks on the year, not a ton, but they'll do it.
That ball's belted out to left. Nice running grab by Carlson. He'll get it in to third in a hurry. Runners will stay at first and second.
Number 27, Jordan Beck.
You know, it's like Sonny D. It's like Jordan Beck. You know, Ortega's just one of those guys. When he's in a fastball count and he gets a fastball, I mean, he's going to hit it on the barrel. And maybe just a touch of top spin right here keeps this ball in the ballpark. And if you're Trace Bright and the Auburn Tigers, you dodged a bullet right there, because as hot as Ortega has been, to record it out there on a ball he squares up is a momentum boost. But you got 2 big ones left.
Well, here's a barrel.
Uh-oh.
Go back to second, and
he dropped it.
Oh, dropped the ball. Oh, that hurts. They had the out. Foster just couldn't hold on to the baseball.
Wow, had him jumping. He's out at second base and just did not finish the catch. And, you know, you got to finish the catch through to the transfer. I don't know if Butch Thompson's asking about that right now or what, but there was no motion to transfer the baseball. And unless I'm missing something, I don't see how they can overturn that, Dave.
Well, the other thing, it's almost like you have to watch this in real time.
Oh, yeah, that thing came out for sure. What would you review? I mean,
yeah,
it even came out earlier than I thought. I mean, the ball came out almost immediately.
I guess, you know, in Butch Thompson's eyes, in real time at that moment, he's probably thinking, I mean, he brought it up to his chest now. But you're right.
Yeah, that's Butch's view, and you can see how it looked like the tag had been made, but really it's a snow cone. If we can go back to this look at this, Dave. It snow cones immediately. Like that thing's popping out.
That's our 3rd review tonight, all on pick attempts.
And I don't blame Butch Thompson for looking that one again because of how big that would be. Runner on first and 2 outs instead of the current situation. But
yeah, with this guy,
that one stings. Yeah, with this guy up.
Jordan Beck is this guy. He doubled and scored back in the 1st inning. And that one bounces off the protector of LaRue, and they'll move up to 2nd and 3rd.
Wow. Game of inches, right? The ball just squeezes out the edge of Cole Foster's glove, and instead of 2 outs and a runner on first, now you got 2nd and 3rd with one of the best hitters in the country up to bat and Drew Gilbert on deck, and what do you do?
Do you think about putting him on?
I mean, I would always rather have the force out, but I think right on right, honestly, with just how dangerous Drew Gilbert is and the rocket he hit in his first at bat, maybe they feel like the breaking ball of Bright. They got better weapons to attack Beck than they do Gilbert. Now, something tells me that they'll put Gilbert on and pitch to the right-handed Lipscomb, as crazy as that sounds.
That one's lifted out of play. Now you got 2 strikes.
I think you got to go for the punch out here, right? Now that you're at 2 strikes, you gotta try to throw your best 2 pitches right here that you think can result in a swing and a miss.
37 strikeouts for Beck, 2nd most on the team. But puts it in play, a slow roller off the cap. Teixeira's only play is to put the tag on Beck. So a run will cross, and it's a 2-1 Tennessee lead.
Well, not exactly how you draw it up if you're Jordan Beck, but, you know, a capper on that breaking ball results in a ball hit slowly enough, and credit Cortland Lawson and the aggressive play. We saw it last night with Tennessee, Dave, and Luke Lipsius getting hung up at home plate. They will go down angle, meaning they will read the ball down off the bat and try to score with a runner on third base, even if the infield's drawn in, and Lawson gets a good jump and puts another one on the board.
And now with a runner at third, Drew Gilbert steps in. He singled, picked up the RBI when he drove in Beck back in the 1st inning. Average up to 363. Doesn't like it.
was down, but it also, I don't know about you, Dave. He didn't like it very much. It felt a touch late too.
Boy, a lot of power in that 5'9" frame of Drew Gilbert out of Stillwater, Minnesota. Two and two.
Boy, Bright just keeps making pitches with that breaking ball. And the book we had on him was that the slider was going to be more of a weapon than the curveball. But, boy, the curveball has gotten a lot of really good results in this ball game. That was a tight bender right there.
Be the one, Drew. You got it, babe. Good eye. Good eye.
Tennessee has been a run-producing machine this year, scoring over 9 a game. As a matter of fact, they've scored over 400 runs this year, which is 77 more than the next closest team.
Only way you can, Drew. Let's go, baby. Come back.
High fly ball out to right center. Catch is made and the inning is over. But Tennessee does scratch one across and they lead it by 1 as we have played 3 here in Knoxville.
All right, fans, down on the field on the third base.
Central will grant you an all-access pass to Tennessee Spring Football Camp for never-before-seen footage and sound from the coaches and players. A real behind-the-scenes look at the Vols. It's right here on the SEC Network and, of course, the ESPN app. A lot of excitement over Tennessee football. The hype train is in full force. Georgia had, 15 players drafted over the last couple of days?
Is that like impressive or something?
I'm just saying, like now maybe with 15 guys gone, maybe there's an opportunity. That's all I'm saying. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe somebody can score against them this year, or maybe they're just going to reload. It's probably a better option.
I just know that there are 15 guys that aren't on that team.
That's true. The 15 that are going to replace them can't be better. Maybe they're close to as good, but there's no way they're better.
Right. Well, Tennessee leading it 2-1 here. Here's a high chopper off the bat of Moore, and the play's made. 1 down.
Now, Dave, we hear the term sinker thrown a lot in baseball. It's thrown, this guy's got a sinker, this guy's got a two-seamer, right? And that's a baseball lingo for gripping the baseball with the seams, and you get righty or lefty turning it over and getting downward movement towards their arm side, so into righties or away to lefties. But when you watch the 2 results that Camden Sewell has gotten here in his first 2 hitters, that's when you know the ball has great depth to it. I mean, those are 2 balls that are pounded right into the turf in front of home plate.
Another one.
Yeah, if you're a right-hander, grab a shin guard because you might need it.
Nate LaRue walked his first time up. Called strike 3.
That thing is filthy. Watch the bottom drop out of that thing. And Evan Russell doing a nice job getting below it. Watch him get below it. And that's kind of the point of these guys getting to a knee and working from the bottom up to try to present that ball a little bit better, that sinker that's working down.
Chase Burns last night, he has, we all talk about his fastball, but really it was his breaking ball last night. He used a lot, get 9 strikeouts. Well, this has just been a blessing to be able to go into your bullpen and pull a guy up like Camden Sewell to get you through the middle innings. That ball's hit on the button out to right and back with a running grab. And the inning is over. Speaking of Chase Burns, he'll put on a headset. We'll speak with the young right-hander when we come back to Knoxville in a 2-1 game. Tennessee leading Auburn 2-1. Lindsey Nelson Stadium, another full house. Last night they win it 7-4. The man on the mound for the Vols last night joins us now. Chase Burns down in that dugout. Chase, thanks for joining us again. I know we talked to you a few weeks ago in Nashville, and I think a lot of people were looking at that Tennessee team that weekend. How good can they really be? Well, we sit here now, and I'm just curious from a player's perspective. From the outside, we think this could be one of the best teams to ever play college baseball. How do you guys look at this team?
We think we have something special. We're going out there and just trying to compete and win every game.
Chase, I got to ask you, bro. Last night on the mound, it looked like the haircut was maybe a little overdue. And now I'm checking you out, if you don't mind turning to the side. It looks like you got it tightened up today. So tell me, where do you go? Where do you go to get it tightened up here in town?
I actually cut everything off. So all the hair is gone. And I go to In the Cut Barbershop in Knoxville.
Okay, now if you want to keep promoting them, you never know. That could be good for you here. Anything else you'd like to say about In the Cut?
They're awesome.
Yeah.
So why? What prompted let's just get it off of this? I mean, like, let's just clean it.
As you know, every time I throw a ball, I needed a tighter hat just because all the hair on top would just make it come off and I'd have to fix it. So I knew today was the day to cut it all off and restart.
So now we don't think the hat's going to come off anymore while you're pitching? Is that it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Hey, last night, let's talk a little bit about your start last night. There's a strikeout there by Bright. But speaking of strikeouts, you had 9. Did you throw more breaking balls last night, sliders, what have you, than you had in previous starts, or was that a normal night for you?
It was working for me. I had a lot of confidence going into it. It's one of my better pitches, so I just used it with all the confidence I had. So I used a lot of it.
I thought the breaking ball was outstanding last night, and on a day where maybe fastball command wasn't as good. Watching a guy like Cam Sewell come in the ball game right now and throw that turbo sinker, when you guys are messing around on road trips or in the bullpen or pregame, you guys ever, kind of trade secrets, so to speak, on maybe your breaking ball, his sinker, and try to work some of those things into your game?
Yeah, I'm always asking the older guys, what can I do to improve? I'm always asking them how they throw pitches and stuff like that, so I'm always using it to my advantage.
Have you brought the sinker out yet, or is it mostly four-seamers for you?
Just four-seamers right now. Maybe the sinker will come out.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep our eyeball on it.
I was going to say, do you think we'll see it this year?
Hopefully. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll talk to Frank.
Yeah.
Hey, last night, what happened in the 7th and 8th inning? I know you guys have had big innings all year, but the situation, you're down 4-2 going into the 7th. I'm just curious what it looked like, what it felt like being in that dugout.
Every time we're behind, the dugout gets real riled up, and we know that we're going to put good balls in play, and that's what we did, and we ended up scoring 8. So,
big story with you, Chase, is you're from the mid-state, kind of Vanderbilt territory, yet you bought into the vision that Tony Vitello sold you on coming here to Knoxville and trying to do something special. When you stand on the mound last night and now being in the dugout, not in the lineup, get to take in an atmosphere like you guys have been able to build, what is it? What runs through your mind from a standpoint of kind of saying yes to a vision and now seeing it unfold?
Yeah, Tony was always talking to me about the rebuilding phase. When he was coming here, he's just making his team better and better. And standing on the mound, I'm thankful for the opportunity that I have, and thankful that I'm here.
Hey, before we let you get out of here, ground ball back up the middle, and there will be a 2-out base hit off the bat of Evan Russell. But this staff, this rotation, obviously Tidwell goes tonight. Dolander's going to, work his way back in. How close are you guys as a staff? There aren't many staffs, first of all, with the quality of arms you guys have, but I'm just curious about you guys as starters, and I don't want to separate you from the guys out of the bullpen, but it's just a unique situation. How tight are you as a group?
I think as the whole pitching staff, we're all, our team chemistry has gone up a lot. I know me and Blade Tidwell are pretty close. We're always rooming on the road, so I'm always learning from him, and he's talking to me, so it's awesome.
Do you guys have competitions? I mean, do you guys look at games and look at box scores and I did this, you did that, or like I'll buy dinner if you do this? Do you guys have little competitions like that throughout the season?
Yeah, here and there. It's all in fun and just trying to get better as a team.
All right. Well, one of these days you're going to tell me what those are, I'm sure.
Maybe.
Hey, listen. We'll let you go. It's 2 outs in the inning. But what was the place you got your hair cut? What was that place again?
In the Cut Barbershop. Knoxville,
There you
Tennessee,
go.
baby.
In the cut. In the cut. And you said they were awesome, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just want. All right. Berkey and I will take 10% of that, whatever comes your way, Chase. All right, buddy. Listen. Good luck rest of the way, man. It's been fun watching you pitch.
Thank you, guys.
And here's the other thing of that, Berkey. Maybe we can get a little trim next time we're in Knoxville at In the Cut.
Yeah, I'll go check them out. In the Cut.
I certainly could wear their T-shirt. I don't know if they want me wearing their T-shirt, though. They'll pay me not to wear the T-shirt.
He had the headset on, so we couldn't get the full look at the new do. He said he cut it all off. Of course, he kind of used to have a little bit of the box top, so I'm not exactly sure. I guess he's meaning he went real tight up top, but I think this means the hat's going to quit coming off.
Well, they had him played perfectly up the middle. And Burke. Hey, one last thing we'll let you get going in terms of how you pitch this Tennessee team. Obviously, a lot of power. Thoughts on how you kind of just control that here tonight with Bright?
Just very carefully. In and out, up and down, back and forth. You cross your fingers.
And tell him how to throw that splitty too, Huddy. That'll always work.
I've been trying.
All right, listen. Hey, we'll let you get back to business, man. We just enjoyed visiting with you. Thanks for spending some time with us.
You bet.
There's Tim Hudson, he and Butch Thompson attached at the hip with this pitching staff. And, I think about those guys having the opportunity to work with him. And he's been in every situation you could ever imagine.
Yeah, one of the best.
And to rely on that.
One of the best. I could also listen to him, probably read the phone book too. How about that voice? That is just a beautiful Southern accent. But such a calming influence, able to catch up with Butch Thompson, just kind of about the maturation of Tim Hudson as a coach. And he was just saying what an impression he has on the pitching staff because he just doesn't get flustered. And, a couple decades in the big leagues will teach you how to handle the highs and lows of the game of baseball. And Butch just couldn't say enough good things about how his way has really filtered down through the staff and feels like it's a big reason they've been so good at handling adversity throughout the course of the year.
And for this generation that didn't have a chance to see Tim Hudson play in college, you need to go and just kind of find some video of him back in the day when he was wearing an Auburn jersey because few put on a show like him. As a two-way player, he could swing it with the best of them.
Yeah, he could carve you up, and then he'd go out there and run down fly balls in center field, and he could take you deep and do just about whatever you needed him to do.
And that one will bounce off the wall.
Oh, wow.
All the way to third, and Auburn in business now with nobody out. I mean, Rambush never broke stride. He just kept going.
No, and Lipsius just whiffed it. I mean, there's really nothing you can say other than he just missed the baseball. And Rambush, who can really, really run, he gets to third relatively easily there. A two-base error on a just kind of run-of-the-mill pickoff move.
So Case and Howell ahead in the count 1-0 with Rambush, who has scored Auburn's only run tonight, just 90 feet away. So the error goes to first base on that two-base error.
And Cam Sewell, that ball's dancing so much on him, he's having a hard time finding the strike zone. Frank Anderson's going to go out and have a chat.
while Frank makes his way out to the mound, give us an opportunity to tell you that tomorrow 12th-ranked Tennessee takes on Ole Miss in the second game of their 3-game softball series at the Ole Miss Softball Complex in Oxford. The coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 5 Central, right here on the SEC Network and, of course, the ESPN app. A quick meeting by Frank. Love those. Thank you, Coach. Great when we get the opportunity to spend time with Frank. He is just a wonderful man and has so many great stories to tell. Not to mention he's pretty good at his craft.
Yeah, we just sung the praises of Tim Hudson, but Frank Anderson, not enough good things you can say about what he's meant to this program. What a hire by Tony Vitello, bringing in the veteran pitching coach.
Ground ball to the left side. Lawson across the diamond, one hops, but not in time. A run scores, and we are tied at 2.
Yeah, you know, the sinker ball from Sewell is a great weapon, but when you have a runner on third and the infield back, it becomes an easier task for hitters to just move the baseball, hit you a ground ball, and get the run in. Now, this one for Howe turns into not just moving the ball and getting a run in, but also an infield base hit on a really tough chance there for Lawson.
Sonny DeShera now steps into the batter's box. First pitch he sees. He rips this one deep to left field. Gilbert on the run and can't catch this one. It's out of here. Sonny D with his 13th blast of the year.
Well, he almost hit one in the first, a fly ball that went right to the wall and straightaway center field. But Sonny D, what do we got here? We got the War Eagle cap. We're having some fun in the dugout as Sonny D makes his presence felt. A hanging sinker right here, Dave Neal, and a hanging sinker to the best hitter in the country is usually not returned to you. A bomb to left center field, and the Tigers are out in front.
Listen, we got a long way to go in this game, and no lead is safe, as anybody that watched last night knows. But the fact that this team hasn't stumbled out of the gates here after what happened to them last night with the injuries, the onslaught of home runs, losing that 4-2 lead is really a testament to Butch Thompson and his staff of keeping these guys focused on the task at hand. And that's what he said last night after the game. He says, hey, you know, yeah, it stung. But there's a lot of best baseball left to be played.
Yeah, I mean, all you can do is bounce back, right? The sun rises tomorrow. There's another game right in front of us. You can't feel sorry for yourself, and you got to flush it and move on. I mean, these are coachisms that have existed since this game has been played. And the reality of a sport like baseball, where there is so much failure and there is so many games, you're going to have some highs and lows, and you're going to get it handed to you certain nights, and you're going to have nights where you're red hot. And last night it was just one of those losses that felt like more than just the score because of some of the injuries. But boy, have they bounced back in a big way here early in this ball game.
Oh, right back up to Sewell, and he hangs on. Did that hit him and he just caught it off the deflection?
I think he just straight gloved it. Yeah, I think he just sideswiped it and gloved it. Look at this. Get skinny and then make the play. Wow.
Oh.
It looks like he's like dodging oncoming traffic right there as he just a quick lateral move and then make the play with the glove.
He's made some nice plays.
Yes, he has.
On the mound tonight. Another one that's just buried down into the turf. That'll be a foul ball off the bat of Carlson.
And isn't it interesting, Dave, like so many times we think about a breaking ball as being like a hanger, you see a good breaking ball and you see a hanging breaking ball. It's the same thing with a sinker. I mean, think about how many outstanding sinkers he's thrown already in this outing. But he hung one to the wrong dude. And Sonny D made him pay.
One and two the count to Carlson. He has a base hit today. He's 1 out of 2. Auburn has 3 hits, but it's been these walks that have been the problem for this Tennessee staff. They've walked 6 tonight.
Very uncharacteristically.
That one is lifted out of play down the right field line.
Dave, Tennessee came into this game with 98 walks allowed in first place. The next closest was 128. 30 shy of the next closest team.
That's another K.
There's a strikeout to end the inning, but Sonny DeShera, Berkey, this guy knows how to hit, no matter what level of baseball.
Do it, Sonny D. Get out the big stick and launch piece to left center. The Tigers are back in it.
That operation, squeeze play. Mike Rooney is priceless on that show. He's worth the watch in and of himself.
He's just a priceless human being.
He is, man. Look at our national seeds, Berkey, and obviously Tennessee a clear-cut favorite as a number 1 seed. Georgia, though, right now as a top 8 national seed. Georgia with a win today over LSU. It's going to be a nice race to see not only who those 16 will end up being. There's so much baseball left to be played, including these conference tournaments. But I don't know how Tennessee. I don't think there's any way they lose the number 1 national seed the way they are dominating the game of baseball right now. But the reason I bring that up, Berkey, is because when you think about the number 1 seeds, since this format that we use to decide the national championship, only one number 1 seed has ever gone on to win the College World Series, and that was Miami in 1999.
Yeah, none this century. 0 this century, and that is pretty wild. So for a team that seems to be making history around every turn, that would be another chapter that they could overcome, because as Lawson goes down swinging, and man, Trace Bright has been fantastic in this ball game. But we showed the graphic last night. The 2 best regular season SEC teams this century, South Carolina and Vanderbilt, neither one of those teams made the College World Series. I mean, look at that: 56-10, 54-12. 2 of the best SEC records of all time. Vandy's is the best record of all time, and neither one of them even made it to Omaha, much less won the whole thing.
Out to right field off the bat of Stevenson, caught there by Bobby Pierce. But here's the deal: you want to be considered the greatest team, and this club certainly has an opportunity to be in that discussion. You got to be a number 1 seed, and you got to go win it all.
That's right. I mean, it's plain and simple. I think Virginia in 2015 was the closest we've seen to it. What's wild is that Vandy in 2019 was not the number 1 seed, even though they won the SEC regular season and the SEC tournament, but they had lost a few games, and UCLA had a great regular season, and so Vandy was not the overall number 1. They were number 2, but man, it is a wild stat that none this century and only 1 ever under the current format has won the national championship.
There he's pitching like a national champion pitcher tonight is Trace Bright. He has really found something. And it's kept this Tennessee team a little bit off balance. What has it been? I mean, why has he been so effective against these guys to this point?
Well, it's been the breaking ball. You saw him just dispatch of Cortland Lawson in short order, and we've seen it throughout the ball game. When he's needed a big pitch, it's been that 12-6 breaking ball. You can tell he's got a terrific feel for it. And there's been enough fastballs with enough fastball command just to keep Tennessee sped up But, man, that bender has been impressive.
Two and two the count.
There it was again, right? Throw it in there in the 2-1 count, and Ortega barely gets a piece of it. I mean, right off the cap. Tennessee just hasn't had a whole lot of answers for that pitch yet in this game.
Oh, thought about pulling the trigger. Now it's full 3-2. Ortega tonight looking for his first hit. Ground out, fly out. Problem is just one pitch over the middle of the plate with this power could cost you. Got him. Inning is over. There it is. The breaking ball gets him out of the inning. We'll head to the 6th. What a night for Trace Bright. It's a 4-2 Auburn lead. Full house, students turning out in full force here at Lindsey Nelson Stadium to watch the #1 team in America. But right now they trail by the same score they trailed last night, 4-2, before they put together 15 runs in 2 innings. As we move to the top of inning number 6. Leading things off. Brody Moore, the shortstop.
It's going to start getting loud in that Tennessee dugout, Dave. With you could hear it right there after the first pitch. One thing Tennessee's dugout has been known for is, especially at home, as close as they are to home plate, they are maybe not the friendliest club to opposing umpires when they're not liking the way the balls and strikes are being called.
Look, we said a little bit last night. Tennessee is a brash, confident team. I compare them to around the country right now to like the Yankees. Either you love them or you don't. They're in middle ground about it, but Tennessee doesn't shy away from how they play the game, the confidence they bring, the swagger they bring. It's who they are. They chirp a little bit. They play hard. They win ball games.
Yeah, and I think you can just see it on Tony's face. Like there's an intensity in that dugout. Obviously, they have a ball and kind of do their thing, but there's an intensity with every pitch that's palpable when you watch them play, and that spills over to the way they see the game being called. And do it.
Oh, nice play by Ortega on the shortstop side of the bag. Makes the strong throw. 2 down.
It starts with the pre-pitch positioning. Look where Ortega is, up the middle against a sinker ball, right-handed hitter. You want to start up the middle. And then a great crossover step, a backhand throw, all in one motion. And he made that play from the shortstop side of the bag. Big-time play there from Joel Ortega.
So now Cole Foster steps in, the 9-hole hitter. Looks at strike 1, looks at strike 2. I think there's been a little refocus for Cam Sewell after last inning. See, Berkey, he didn't listen. He needs the shin guard.
Grab your shin guard when Mr. Sewell's on the mound.
Slap to third. Lipscomb there. Across the diamond, inning is over. Last inning, Auburn scored 3 runs. This time, they just sent 3 to the plate. Heading to the bottom of the 6th inning in a 4-2 game. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Vols.
Trace Bright has been fantastic in this one, folks. He had an 0-4 record with a 6.75 coming in the ball game, but you would never know it by the way he is dealing in this one. Fastballs to the edges and a big-time bender. The old-school 12-6 breaking ball has been working all evening, and to this point, he has kept the Volunteer offense relatively quiet. Certainly, Butch Thompson and Tim Hudson have to be pleased with the outing they've received from Mr. Bright.
You say 0-4. That was in conference games, 2-4 overall. But he has been fantastic tonight with 7 strikeouts. no walks. And he's got Jordan Beck, Drew Gilbert, and Trey Lipscomb. 3, 4, and 5 coming up. Boy, he runs it to 3-0. I mean, you face him Beck, right? I mean, it's a perfect opportunity to lead off an inning. You certainly don't want to face him with a couple of on. But with Gilbert and Lipscomb close behind, Enos has been sitting low 90s with his fastball. Pitch 84 on the way. Hit high in the air to left. Carlson. 1 foot on the track, makes the catch, 1 down.
Now batting the third baseman, number 21, Trey Lipscomb.
And now here comes Trey Lipscomb, who was struck out, flied out tonight. The SEC leader in home runs and RBIs. His average has dipped down to 363. Boy, it is a quiet ballpark tonight.
Feels very similar to last night, this part of the ball game.
First pitch he sees, bloops it in there for a base hit, and they'll have him first and second now. Kirby Connell to pick up all the hardware.
Batting the first baseman, number 40.
Fastball in on his hands. He does a nice job of just, watch his arms here. Shorten those arms, that gator arm move that all hitters need to be able to get the barrel inside of that fastball running in towards their belt buckle. Nice job of just punching that into left center field. And here come the balls.
Lepsius will step in. He will look at a 91-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees, 0-1. Luke struck out both times he has faced Trace Bryce tonight. Right, with those 7 strikeouts. He's given up 5 hits. Oh, 2.
And the changeup has been good to left-handers. He's shown the changeup and the breaking ball to lefties. He's climbed the ladder with the fastball. He's pitched in with the fastball. I mean, pretty much everything Butch Thompson said that they needed to do to be successful, Bright has executed in this ball game.
Just wonder if this is his last batter or not. 89 pitches. Number 90 coming up. And he'll probably get one more after that strikeout with 2 down. Boy, it's still spinning. I mean, really spinning.
Back to the breaking ball. A changeup up on the previous pitch and then just break it off. Trace Bright, a hammer down and in. Lipsius swings right over the top of it.
But here comes Evan Russell. Another double-figure home run hitter for Tennessee. He's got 10 on the year with 34 runs batted in. 2 down in the inning, and that breaking ball's off the plate, 1-0. How 8 strikeouts now for Trace Bright. That is career high for the right-hander. Ooh, that one just stayed inside a touch.
First pitch breaking ball. Second pitch changeup. Seems like they've kind of gone away from the heater here in this inning.
Lifted up the right side. Long run in foul territory. It'll drop between Pierce and Teixeira. This is what Evan Russell did last night. How about this one?
Yeah, certainly not afraid of the moment. Evan Russell has shown a flair for the dramatic over the last few seasons in Knoxville, and last night no different. 2 home runs, and that 3-run homer really kind of blew it open.
Three for 4 night last night. Stays upstairs. It's now 3-1.
Yet to see a fastball in this AB. Will he see one in this 3-1 count? It was a 1-0 changeup. It was a 2-0 curveball. Now a 2-1 curveball.
That one gets past LaRue. His freshman run, 27 runs batted in, and here we go. That one scoots past LaRue, and it's an opportunity game. 92, painting the black. 1-2.
And we saw a bunch of off-speed stuff from Bright there to finish, but Alsop is coming at you with the heater. 92 to 95. You see a slider and a curveball as well, but this is a young man who trusts his fastball. A couple good ones to start this AB.
There's breaking ball, and that one gets by LaRue. He tried to backhand it, and we're tied at 4. They're going to check to see if there was a swing. And no, says first base umpire Brandon Bennett. And so we are tied.
And LaRue trying to backhand a breaking ball with a runner on third, Dave. That is a ball you have got to block up. You cannot try to backhand that one. Kicks off his heel to the backstop.
Our radar had that one at 97.
Tennessee 2 runs on balls to the backstop here, Dave. They have 2 runs and don't have a hit, or excuse me, 1 hit by Lipscomb. 2 walks, a hit, and a couple balls to the backstop, and it's a brand new ball game.
Belted out to center. Top of the 7th inning, Blake Rambush in the top of the lineup for Auburn. Rambush tonight has walked twice, and he has scored twice. Also has a couple of stolen bases to his credit.
Pretty interesting part in the ball game, right? You got Auburn's at the top of the order. It's essentially, it's a tie game, so you have a 3-inning game here. Auburn's got the top of their order. Tennessee will have their 9-hole hitter up, so, almost at the top of their order with 3 innings to play. All square. And, you got to say the team with the better bullpen has to be the favorite here down the stretch, wouldn't you think, Dave?
Absolutely. And, Burkhalter is listed as day-to-day for Auburn after the pulled hamstring last night. I doubt we'll see him. Skipper threw last night. Where does Auburn turn now? I mean, they had a really nice lefty-righty combo with Skipper and Burkhalter. Those guys were, especially last week, I mean, they just dominated people. Ground ball out there to shortstop. Fielded by Cortland Lawson, and it is well done. 1 down.
That was a really, really tough play. One of the kind of defining plays, like, are you a real shortstop, is the ball that takes you forward and to your right with a guy that can run. And so, watch him. He's going forward and to his right. He's got to pick this thing and throw it across the infield to get the fastest guy on the Auburn Tiger team. That is one heck of a play.
That one is right over the head of Case and Howell. There's a guy, talked about it, had to wait his opportunity. won the job in the middle of fall. They just felt like he was just the best defender they had, and whatever they could get out of him offensively would be a bonus, and he's been pretty solid. And there is another solid play from Tennessee's pitcher, Cam Sewell.
Boy, and he has really settled in. Just, the fifth kind of got away from him, but lights out in the fourth, the sixth, and certainly off to a great start here in the seventh, doing exactly what you kind of expected him to do, which was pitch Tennessee deep into this ball game. And they're not even messing with Sonny D, Dave. Not even messing with him.
Well, Tony Vitello told us this week that don't be surprised, we may do a variety of things how we handle Sonny D. But with 2 outs and nobody on, it almost seemed like a no-brainer the way he hit his last time up. And they'll pitch to Bobby Pierce. Pierce hits a bullet out to left. They put up an 8 spot last night in the 7th inning. Well, 7th and 8th innings were pretty good for Tennessee last night.
9 extra base hits in 2 innings, 6 large ones, and a 15-piece. Yep, that's a couple good frames back to back, I'd say.
Good take. One and 2 the count to Tennessee shortstop. Buries that fastball. Alsop, the freshman out of Dothan, Alabama. And there will be a walk to Cortland Lawson to start the inning.
Now batting the left fielder, number 4, Seth Stevenson.
Well, and you know what you're going to have to do right here, Dave? Stevenson up with a leadoff runner on. You're going to have to defend the bunt game. You better believe it. This one's getting laid down, and you got the fastest runner on the Tennessee team to defend. Last time it ended up in an error on Trace Bright.
Stevenson with no sacrifices this year. Swings away.
Well, one, he had sacrifice and an error in his, second at bat tonight, right? Came into the.
Yeah.
So, but the Tigers bobbled it, and that led to a scoring opportunity. And I'm shocked. Yeah, there it is. I was shocked that they weren't going to do it again here. Oh, a little slash. I think he went.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, pull it back, and then that barrel just went too far, and that is for sure a swing.
.95 on that fastball. Alsop's got a nice little combination with this breaking balls. Nice little tight spin on that. He's been pumping mid-90s with that fastball.
Yeah, and you know, as you can see, it's rushing up on some of these Tennessee hitters. They haven't really squared one up yet.
Which Thompson hadn't been afraid to put him out there. 14 appearances now for Alsop. Breaking ball hangs up in the zone, 2-2.
This is where you got to get ready for a fastball. I know two-strike hitting, everybody says, you know, you certainly aren't selling out, and you got to be ready to fight off the breaking ball, but it just feels like in this sequence, Alsop's going to throw the four-seamer right here. That was it. Stevenson was ready, just kind of cut across that one, fouled it straight back. But, I mean, it just feels like Alsop's going to go to the fastball when he has to make a pitch. Certainly don't want to go 3-2 after walking the leadoff hitter.
Fouled back again. 92 miles an hour. Alsop was a top 150 player coming out of high school. Ground ball to third. It gets past a diving Rambush out into left. And now Tennessee will have a couple of runners on and nobody out.
Boy, you could see it. He was really late on the first fastball. Then the second one, he looked like he just missed. And then finally, 3 in a row, he gets the barrel out in front. And Stevenson, with a really, really flat swing, kind of chops this one in the 6-hole past the diving Rambush. And even though Tennessee elects not to bunt, and Stevenson got down in a hole, the move pays off. And now first and second. And let's see what they do here with Ortega.
Ortega 0 for 3 tonight. Ground out, fly out, and a strikeout. Oh, and then you get the onslaught of Beck, Gilbert, and Lipscomb right behind him. Well, this is a little bit of what he did last night.
Yeah, he was 0 for 3. He was 0 for 3 at that point, Dave. And then went salami and hit another one to boot. Now here he finds himself in a monster situation, 0 for 3 in this ball game.
And he tries to lay down the bunt. It's foul.
What do you think, Dave? You bunting here? If you're calling the shots, you bunting here?
I'm digesting like the last at-bat, this at-bat. I'm really... I don't know what... You know, it's hard to kind of get a feel for what Tony's wanting to do offensively.
Man, to me, I'm putting the bunt down, and I'm bringing Jordan Beck up with runners in second and third.
Well, he squares up early. We saw this before, though, with Stevenson. He pulled it back, but it's now 1-1.
I just think in a tie game with the Tennessee bullpen, you're at home, you're the home team. Like, why would you not play the percentages right here and bring your best hitter up? You got 3, 4, and 5 with chances to put you up in front.
Well, you could tell from Nate LaRue's reaction, he thought that was a strike. Instead, it's 2-1. I mean, if you go with 3-1 here, are you still thinking bunt?
3-1, I'd take it off. I mean, we know the way Ortega, he's so dangerous. If you get in a dead red count, I think you take it off. But
boy, those are just missing.
well, and it's a little bit of the freshman, I think, and also of like they're trying to give you an out, take it, and he's still trying to paint the corners. And both of those balls are, really good pitches, maybe just a touch off the plate. And you just don't need to be that fine when the other team's trying to give you an out. I think you're swinging here, Dave.
He squares up, though, and pops the bunt up. It's going to spin foul, and it'll be 3-2 at the plate.
One thing I've noticed about turf, that's the second time we've seen that in this series, the ball really spins off turf. You notice that? Like that ball, I feel like in grass probably sits, maybe spins a touch to the left, but man, as soon as that grabbed the ground, it darted to the left.
That was a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Mm-hmm.
See what he does with 3-2 pitch. Fastball at 96, lifted out to right field. Bobby Pierce there to make the catch, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Ortega will be disappointed with that, AB.
Now batting the right fielder, number 27, Jordan Beck.
And now Jordan Beck will hit with 2 on and 1 down. Jordan has a double, grounded out, and walked.
Well, it's a big first out for Alsa, but whew, you got to work your way through the middle of this order. What an opportunity here for this young man.
First pitch fastball fouled straight into the netting. So Berkey, like right there, are you thinking as a hit, man, I just missed my pitch?
Yeah, okay, yeah, this dude's fastball's got a little something different to it. I'm going to need to start it a touch earlier because Beck looked like he was ready, but just a bit tardy. I mean, I applaud
2 in a row. He's missed 2 in a row now.
Bro, grab your 4-seamer and rip it. I mean, he is just challenged one of the best hitters in the country with the game on the line with back-to-back fastballs over the plate. Awfully impressive for this young man.
All right, now 0-2. You spinning one off the plate here?
You got to waste one here, don't you?
He went back to the fastball again.
But that's the exact pitch you'd want to throw. And somehow Jordan Beck got a piece of it. But the elevated like, I don't know if he trusts his breaking ball enough to waste one down and out, but you kind of got Beck sped up and to see if he'll climb the ladder, and you got him to do it, but Beck was able to just get a piece.
Lawson's down at second. Stevenson is at first. And another foul ball.
See, that was the breaking ball right there, Dave. Just not super sharp, right? Just enough to kind of get him off the fastball. But I think he's made it pretty clear. He wants to get people out with the heater.
Let's go, UT.
Got a fastball. They get the out at second, and they can't turn it. Teixeira just knocks it down. 2 outs in the inning, but Tennessee will have a runner at third base.
Boy, Beck can really run, but I thought this ball was maybe hit hard enough to be able to turn it. Moore has the range to his right, and he gives Foster all you could ask for. Foster just throws it straight into the ground. I don't know if they were going to be able to get Beck right there, but love to see what would have happened if Foster would have made a better throw.
So now Drew Gilbert has an opportunity. Runners at first and third. 2 down. First pitch he sees, laces it out to right. The go-ahead run scores. It's 5-4. RBI number 42 for Drew Gilbert.
Well, if there's one guy in this lineup that knows how to get the head to a heater, it's Drew Gilbert. One of the shortest and flattest swings you will see, and a rocket over the outstretched arm of Cole Foster to give Tennessee a 5-4 lead. You talk about a guy being ready for an at-bat right there, Dave. That is why he hits in the 4-hole.
And again tonight, we've seen it over and over again. Leadoff walk comes in to score. So now Trey Lipscomb. Trey 1 out of 3. Had the base hit his last time up.
Be careful here. Be very careful here. This is where you really, and I love how he's taking time. You got to make sure that whatever side of the plate you're going to work to, you're convicted about making that pitch.
He can't find it, Trey. He can't find it, Trey. They can't hit. Run him off the loop.
So just throwing it out here, 3-0 to the SEC home run. Yeah, just let him rip it. Yeah.
Swinging. You got to get him the freedom. He got a chance to. Oh, there it was too, Dave.
Wow. Right, so if he had the take sign, is he right now dog cussing somebody?
Yeah, I doubt he had the take sign. But he was not ready to swing it right there, and that was right down Broadway.
The 3-1's popped up out of play. So Alsop has battled back.
Phil Garner used to say all the time, be ready to swing 3-0 because 3-1 is a foul ball a lot. And if you get the foul ball out of the way on 3-0, then 3-1 becomes a much more dangerous count. He used to say it all the time. And I'd never heard anybody say that until I played for him. But the more you watch it, the more you see it.
What a year for Lipscomb. Making a case for Player of the Year in this conference. Even a National Player of the Year with these numbers. 17 homers and 63 runs batted in. Hitting .366 now. Fouls it back again. Boy, he's fouled off the fastball. He's fouled off the curveball. I mean,
I think, again, I think also has made it very clear where he wants to go. That breaking ball is more of a show pitch. So it tells me he's going back to the heater here.
Walks. Seems to be a common theme with that Tennessee staff.
Yeah, and this is not your typical closer here, folks. You're going to see fastball 85, 87. And he'll spin the breaking ball to lefties, but he can really turn over the changeup to right-handers.
He's ahead 0-2. Three pitches in 1 out. Cam Hill back to the dugout.
And that actually looked like the changeup there to Cam Hill. I don't know if that was a little cutter or the changeup. It certainly kind of looked like the changeup on the release, and you see just how hard, left on left even, it is to pick up that changeup from Walsh. So he will lean on that pitch heavily.
First pitch to Carlson in there for a strike. Walsh, in his 13 prior appearances, 11 of those have been scoreless. He's allowed just 1 earned run in 11 2/3 in SEC play.
Well, and he's closing in on Todd Helton's all-time save record at the University of Tennessee. Only 2 shy of tying that mark. That guy was pretty good. If you like the best hitter and close a game, start a game, you know, that kind of guy. We talked about Hudson. Helton's certainly right there in that conversation.
Fly ball out to center field. Gilbert is there, tracks it down, and that'll be 2 outs. I don't know the numbers back in the 90s, but it seems like there were more two-way guys in that era than there are today. There are still some out there, but not as many dominant guys like the 2 you just mentioned.
Right. I mean, you think you had, right there in that era, you had Hudson, Helton, and Wilkerson.
Yeah. Whew. Wilkerson from Florida.
Yep, Brad Wilkerson from Florida. I mean, you had 3 of the all-time greats. In the SEC, Hudson was, Helton was 94. Hudson, I want to say, was he 97? And
yeah.
Wilkerson and Hudson probably right around the exact same time.
You know, as they say, they just don't make them like they used to, Berkey.
Guys like you and Helton and Hudson, they just don't come around that often.
That's right. Here's the 2-0. Off the end of the bat. Wall spins, fires. Quick work by McKay. And he looks at a first pitch strike. Luke's average at 282. Boy, this is the 13th pitcher used by Auburn already in this series. 13. They used 8 of them last night.
Yeah, not exactly how they wanted to draw it up, but when your Friday guy goes down early, you know, you kind of throw your game plan in the trash can at that point.
Well, it makes you wonder what they will do. You know, who knows? Obviously, they'll determine what Mullen's plan for recovery is when they get back to Auburn. But, you know, you've got Gonzalez in the back end of this lineup that's pitched so well. He'll pitch tomorrow. They have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday next weekend. I mean, how do you change things? Do you just bump Trace Bright up now to a Friday? Swing and a miss. So a 4-strikeout night. Ellipsius.
I think so, Dave. I think we probably just bump everybody up and figure it out from there. Or maybe maybe you go to some sort of bullpen day game 1 because you think Bright and Gonzalez give you a chance to steal game 2 and game 3, facing another team's 2 and 3. You know, I certainly see guys do that from time to time.
Joseph Gonzalez has just been spectacular on the mound for Auburn. 6-0 with a 1.7 ERA in 8 starts. And he'll get the ball tomorrow. But it doesn't get easy. I mean, just throwing on Sunday and having success, sometimes you might have the advantage, but the Tennessee staff is kind of pick your poison as Beam gets the ball tomorrow. He's 8-0 with a 1.86 ERA.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Is that good for a true freshman? You know, and looking for a little bit of a bounce back. You know, only 4 innings last weekend, which, you know, isn't the end of the world, but not what he had been doing. So they're hoping to see the earlier version of Drew Beam.
1-out base hit. So Evan Russell with a 2-hit night.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 7,
So Christian Moore will step in. He came in for Blake Burke back in the 6th inning. And he'll stay in the DH spot and hit for a second time tonight. At the knees in there for a strike.
Love that pitch. First pitch changeup down. Certainly not his best commanded all-speed pitch, but when you pair that with a heater in, that is a tough pitch for a hitter to pull the trigger on. But now that Christian Moore has seen that he'll follow up that changeup with the heater, something tells me he's going to be ready for this one if it comes again.
Spikes that one. Runner goes. Throw down by LaRue and plenty of time, and they'll get the out. 2 down.
Well, this might sound weird, Dave, but that was actually a really good read by Evan Russell. He's thinking that ball is going to bounce off his chest, and you can see LaRue's going to block that ball, and it lands right in his glove. And when that happens, you're just out. But an aggressive read backfires.
Swing and a miss, 3-2. Yeah, that was, I mean, how many times have we seen that tonight? Probably 10, 12 times. Bounce off the chest protector of LaRue tonight. Fouls it straight back. Boy, Tennessee has had a ton of foul balls tonight. They've also struck out quite a bit. They have struck out. Ground ball to third. Rambush across the diamond and held on over there by DeShera, so the inning is over. Good work out of the bullpen from Connor Copeland. Get it done. Last chance for the Tigers. Well, the fastest to 40 wins since the SEC expanded in '92. Tennessee right now about to, if they're 3 outs away, they'll be the fastest to ever do it. I mean, it's just one more. They're already the best start in conference play in history at 18-1. It just, I mean, there are so many things that you could point to about how good this team has been to this point. Part of the reason is the guy on the mound right now who has helped them win some ball games is Redmond Walsh, trying to close this one out again and pick up yet another save. LaRue at the plate. A walk, a strikeout, and a ground out. A lot of umpires in Knoxville. Didn't know they were holding a convention. There is a strike, 2-2.
And that's what he'll do, Dave. The changeup away, the fastball in, and it's just a clinic. Most pitchers feel like you got to throw it in the mid-90s to pitch in. Redmond Walsh in the mid-80s, not afraid to go in there.
Lifted in the air, little blooper. Gilbert will catch it on one hop. And a good start. LaRue with the base hit.
Yeah, stay on the changeup and shoot it right back up the middle. That one just not with the late depth that Walsh is used to seeing. LaRue does a really good job of staying down in his legs, using the middle of the field, and Tigers will go to their bench here for a pinch runner.
Yeah, Bryson Ware will run for LaRue.
Ground ball. Get it in your head. Ground ball to short.
And the 9-hole hitter, Cole Foster, will step in. He will turn to square up. Only play will be over to first base. Underhand toss there, so there's the out. Ware gets to second base. Boy, now you got the SEC hits leader coming up at Blake Rambush. Case and Howell, and you would love one more shot with Sonny DeShera.
Well, Sonny D's not going to hit. Maybe even if he comes up with bases loaded. But I don't think they'll pitch to Sonny D anymore in this ball game. But what an opportunity here for Rambush.
Rambush fouls that one off. He's behind 0-2. Rambush came into this game at 376. He's lost 4 points, but he has scored a couple of runs and has 2 stolen bases. It'll definitely be hard to double up. Tell you what, that was a good cut right there on 0-2 pitch.
No doubt.
On deck.
I just am blown away that because of the change of speed with the changeup, you can see that 86 from Walsh still jumps on hitters.
What makes Walsh so effective?
When you can speed guys up with a heater and then turn that changeup over like that. Tough play.
Well done by Lawson. Case and Howell slaps this one. Base hit. We are tied at 5. Throw into second. It is not in time. So an RBI double off the bat of Case and Howell has tied this game up here in Knoxville.
That's called being ready to hit right there. Walsh has started a lot of guys off with fastballs in. That one he was trying to go away. Looked like a fastball to me. I'm not sure if that was the changeup or not, but looked like Howell's up there hunting a first pitch fastball, got one up and out over the plate, and a bullet down the left field line. The speedy Howell slides in safely, and what a big swing of the bat that was.
They're going to walk DeShera again with first base open. So that's back-to-back intentional walks for Sonny DeShera. And now, again, Bobby Pierce. He will step to the plate with 2 on and 2 outs. A couple of strikeouts, a ground out, and a fly out tonight for Bobby.
0 for 9 with 5 Ks in the series to this point.
DeShera at first. Howell is at second. First pitch swinging from Bobby Pierce.
Little back foot breaking ball.
Boy, they steal third base. Weren't even paying attention. And now, something gets a little squirrely for Evan Russell. Fouled it straight back. The 1-2 again on the way.
Yeah, I mean, why not take the extra base, right? I mean, I've always felt like that. I don't care if there's 2 outs or not. If they're giving it to you, take it. Get closer to home.
Fouled back again. Boy, I can't say enough about how Auburn has responded to the game that was last night. When about as big a nightmare as you could want in a game 1 with injuries and big innings. But they came ready to battle today. Butch Thompson has talked about fighting through adversity all year with this group. How do you handle it? All right, we've seen a lot of foul balls off a lot of different pitches. If you're at the plate right now, Berkey, I mean, are you?
I think you're looking soft and just trying to fight off the fastball because, you know Walsh wants to put you away with the changeup away or that breaking ball down like that.
That ball's belted deep to left. No chance it stays in the yard. A 3-run home run. How about your first hit of the series gives your club the lead in the 9th? Strike 2. Or excuse me, 2-1 the count. No, it's 2-2. Missed a pitch there, but now it's definitely 2-2.
I got that straight.
It was just kind of a quiet, calm night. And you could hear a lot in the stadium. So anybody that's chirping throughout the night, you could probably hear it. That ball's hit pretty well out to left center. Gilbert, though, which Lawson, and then you get it right back to the top with Stevenson, Ortega, and Beck. That's in there for a strike, 2-2.
And Copeland was fantastic last inning, but you just got to wonder. You're talking about a young man that's only thrown 2/3 of an inning entering this game in SEC play. And now here he is out there with an opportunity to close out the game against the #1 team in the country. Going to be an interesting bottom half, I think, Dave.
You know, we talked about it last night. I think your comment was you're not feeling good about a win against Tennessee until you're on the bus heading back to the hotel eating your sandwich.
That's it. For sure.
Boy, now it's full 3-2.
And then Carson Skipper, we know Burkhalter's probably not available, but Carson Skipper just threw an inning plus last night, so you would think he would be available in this game.
Fly ball. Deep to right center. On the run. Out of here. Home run. Lawson goes yard for the 9th time. It is a gauntlet for sure. That's the 101st home run of the year for Tennessee, leading the country. They're now 6 away from tying the school record.
Something tells me they're going to get there, Dave.
Yeah. Just playing the odds. 1-2. They average 2.4 home runs per game.
So they'll get there next week.
Yes, based on this. There's the strikeout, 1 down.
Big pitch right there. Looked like he turned over a changeup. Stevenson goes fishing. And a big out number 1 for Connor Copeland.
Ortega 0 for 4 tonight. After a fantastic evening just 24 hours ago. Ground out, a couple of fly outs, and a strikeout. And he looks at a first pitch strike. Ortega now hitting .312.
Let's go, UT!
There's a strike, 2-2.
And a really, really well-located fastball right at the bottom of the zone. Ortega didn't like it. But, man, that's where you got to live against this. Certainly the middle of this Tennessee order. You have got to live on the edges of the strike zone as this count draws even at 2 apiece.
Out to center field. That'll drop in for a base hit in front of Howell. And now it gets really interesting.
What does it ever? What a beautiful piece of hitting. Watch the chest here. You got to increase that spine angle. Watch the chest go down. Get in that back knee. You got to give yourself coverage to that changeup that's trying to fade down and away. Beautiful piece of hitting by Ortega. And now the tying run comes to the plate in one Jordan Beck.
Beck has doubled, grounded out, walked, and hit into a fielder's choice tonight. First pitch he sees is fouled straight back. Tennessee has only lost 3 times this year. They lost to Texas back on March 4th, 7-2, and then they had a 2-game skid. They lose a midweek to Tennessee Tech, and then the opening game to Alabama just a couple of weeks ago, and that's it.
That's it. 3 of them.
0-2. Vols have only had one walk-off win all year. That was against James Madison back on March 8th. They won 9-8 in the bottom of the 10th. They haven't needed it.
No, they had to come back win on the road at Florida this past weekend. But you're right, there has not been a ton of drama. There's plenty tonight.
Stays alive.
And this is Copeland's game, Dave. There is nobody in the Auburn bullpen. The Auburn staff putting all their hope in Connor Copeland.
Look at Copeland. He starts with the circle change grip. So often we see guys start with their four-seam or two-seam grip, but he starts with the circle change. Another one off the end of the bat, and it's going to be caught by Howell. Two 2-0 now to Gilbert. Lipscomb on deck. There's a strike, 2-1.
Boy, Copeland is just doing a fantastic job of keeping the ball on the edges. Just missed in, just missed down and away. That one painted on the inside corner.
Two and two now.
And that was a pretty healthy hack right there. All fastballs to this point. Copeland's kind of change up over breaking ball. But you got to believe with the left-handed hitting Gilbert, he's going to try to spin one here at some point.
Lifted in the air, down the line and left. Carlson will watch that one head out into the parking lot. We'll do it again.
Let's go, UT.
All fastballs still. And I think you got to believe at this point, Dave, if you hadn't spun one, that probably means you're not going to. That's a lot of fastballs in a row to throw to a hitter like Drew Gilbert. Fastball away.
Lifted high in the air. It's going to stay in play. Carlson to the line. And all